Hi there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are seeing my face or hearing my voice, if you happen to be catching me on my podcast, Pajama Grandma Podcast. Of course, because I am Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below, because then I know it is the first time you are being exposed to the Pajama Grandma. Today, I want to ask you a question. What is causing you to suffer? What is the root cause of your suffering? I actually recently figured out the root cause of my own suffering. And, we all suffer, we all thrive sometimes, but we all experience challenges and times in our life when things kind of suck. And I am a former quality engineer, so for me, life has always been about, okay, I see something happening in my world, and I have to ask myself, well, why is this happening? What is the trigger point, or what is the root cause of this happening? So when I noticed I was suffering and feeling sorry for myself in my life, because you know what, I'll admit it, sometimes I suffer, and sometimes I feel sorry for myself in my life. And I would really love if you would comment below what you believe and what you think the root cause of your suffering is, because I really want to know what other people think before I tell you what my root cause of my suffering was. I'm just going to kind of have a sip of coffee and wait and give you a chance to comment, because I'm going to tell you what my answer was. Now, this might not be your answer. This might not be your truth, but this is 100% for sure my truth. And I wrote it on a card so that I would talk about it someday when I discovered it. You can't see it because it's backwards. That was my magic trickery. But what it says is, thoughts create suffering. Ouch. Thoughts create suffering. Well, whose thoughts create suffering? Well, I happen to know for sure that only my thoughts can affect me and what goes on in my body and in my life and in my world and in my experience. So if only my thoughts can make me happy, then only my thoughts can cause me to suffer. Wow. Only my thoughts can create anything in my experiences and in my life. That is really an incredible thing to think about, because it reminds us that we are 100% responsible for everything that happens in our life. Not for the things that go on outside of us, but how we react to everything that happens in our life. So I can face a situation and I can choose to either face it head on and deal with it, or a challenge. Let's say I have a challenge, a business challenge. Let's say I lose a supplier because the owner dies. This actually happened to me. That's a challenge, right? Am I going to suffer because of that? Is my business going to suffer because of that? Or am I going to find a solution to that problem? And am I going to face that head on with excitement and with energy? Yeah. Or I could whine and complain and bitch and moan and suffer. But how is that going to solve my problem? It's not, right? So the suffering part of everything is optional. When I realized that, okay, for a minute I felt sorry for myself. I'll admit it, because when we realize that we're causing our own pain sometimes, that really, really stinks, right? To think that I've been able to blame my ex-husband all this time for my misery, when in fact, it was what I was thinking about different situations that caused me anguish or pain or frustration or anxiety or suffering every single time. Now, that's kind of scary. I know, it's kind of scary. It was kind of scary to me. But then I realized how powerful it makes me in my life and in my business. It makes me absolutely unstoppable, because I realized that everything boils down to how I'm going to respond and how I'm going to react to it. And what I'm going to think about it determines how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to react, and how I'm going to respond to something. And I have absolute 100% control over my thoughts. No one else does. Now, a lot of people outside of us will try to exercise control over us by brainwashing us and impacting and influencing our thoughts. And that works on people that don't know that we can take control of our own thoughts. But those of us that know, guess what? We are not manipulatable. We are not stoppable. We will create whatever it is we want as we supersize our businesses. So think about this today. Comment below. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are, and what your beliefs are around this. And if you think I'm full of baloney, go ahead and say, hey, you're full of SHIT, pajama grandma. I don't believe this. This isn't true for me, and here's why. And if you want to have that as a private discussion, we can have that as a private discussion because, you know, sometimes people don't want to share and comment on social media about topics this deep because this is a deep topic. It's a really deep topic. And the secret is the vast majority of the people on this planet do not know this, or they do know it, they could know it, but they don't consciously know it and live that way. So how much more powerful does that make you when you know this? When you know that you have the ability to control your thoughts, control your beliefs, and control your suffering or not suffering. Pretty cool, huh? Think about that today. I will see you tomorrow with another Supersize Super Shorts because that's what we're all about. We're all about supersizing our businesses to make the world a better place because it's up to us. It's up to each one of us individually to be ourselves and to show up in the world and to do what we can to make the world a better place. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.